All right, and we're live. So, welcome back. Oh yeah, the Discord. I need to do that. Good. All right, so today, plan is to continue with our inventory app. Knocking off more items on the list. Create some more routes, some more views. It'll just be back-end programming today. Maybe hangout, chat. And then hopefully we can knock out a good chunk of this app. So that is the plan. And so yeah, yesterday we added the ability to add new products. So I think I should probably create, the next view I'm going to create is the view to view all products that currently exist. So without further ado, let's begin. So I'm going to do this probably in like a tabular format, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm going to create a new view called products all.pug, and then HTML, head, title is title, body, and then we'll do, where's the loop again? I need to get that reference. So we're going to get a list of products. Where's the reference? Here it is. I think it was, where's the loop? No loop here. I think it was like each something. Let me see. Iteration. Here it was. So we're gonna say each. Say dot products list or something. So I might actually do this as a UL, and then we'll say each val in products or something, and then we'll say li equals, well actually we'll have an li product item, then underneath that we'll have a heading that will be products or val.name, and then val.description, and then I think that was the only, and then the category, right, which we need to actually resolve for the product. So that's going to be a category ID, because the product stores an ID to the category, but we're going to need to get the name from that. So I may need to call or pass it another array or something like this. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do this. So I have the product ID in the side of the products, or the category ID inside of the product, I mean. So we're going to have to do get name by ID. But I don't know if I can call functions in Pug. Call JS functions in Pug. I don't know if this is a thing that's possible. I guess we'll find out soon. Okay, I guess I could just pass it as an attribute or something like this. Or I could extend the definition of what's passed. Because the category ID is a name, so the product's type. And then I could even do export products. Make a new type with just the name. Actually, we'll include the ID as well. Something like this. How's it going, Sword? Welcome, welcome. You finished the Odin project? Nope. Still working on the Odin project. I'm doing the inventory app in the Node Express section. So I'm almost done though. I'm halfway through the Node.js course. So I just got this left: authentication, ORMs, APIs, testing, and then some full stack projects. And then I'll be done. So yeah. That's currently what I'm working on. Okay, so we have this product type, and then now I need to probably write. So I'll say I'll do another paragraph with val.category name, and then that should be fine for everything, I think. All right, I'll leave it there for now. And then I need to actually create that query, right, to get all the products. So I'm going to say const get all products. We could probably do this more smarter. There we go. Just a simple query like that. Bro, I was giving a programming contest and I figured out a question in the last 3 seconds. Unfortunately, it was too late to edit the code. Damn, man. That sucks. I get that sometimes. Like, I remember when I was doing exams, I would be sitting outside of the exam. Like, I would be struggling on a question on the exam, and then as soon as I leave the exam, I'd be like, I know how to solve that. But then I'd miss my opportunity. Okay, so now on the controller, we need to do products all get. And then we'll say const products list is what was it? What was the query I wrote? Get all products. Actually, I should probably oh, and I need to export this, of course, from the queries. Right? I'll probably do that under here. Do this in order. Now I can import this. If I had like 40 seconds more, I could have had done it. Well, you can get them next time. Okay, so then now we need to construct our new object. So I can say const products list cat names is product view list. Or maybe I can say product like query list. Product view type is going to be equal to an array of I guess I could just do, so I need to edit each individual. I was thinking about how to do this. I wonder if I could do it like this, and then I could put a constructor in here. No, I don't know. Oh, I can do products query list dot for each, right? Products. I think I can do it like this, and then I can say return product dot name or name is product.name, product.id, name is product.name. Actually, I can just probably do this product, and then name is product dot, or actually I need to do categories dot get name by ID of product dot category ID. I think, right? Oh, wait, this actually needs to be, no, that's actually fine. Oh, wait, this is going to be, what's the problem here? Category name is missing in type. Oh, is it category name? What did I name the type here? Yo, hello Z now. How's it going? Oh, it's category name. That's the issue. Okay. Cool. You recommend JavaScript over TypeScript? I actually recommend TypeScript over JavaScript. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I've been using. TypeScript is better. It's the industry standard, and it's also type safe. And that's also what I use in my projects. So now I can render it. So where have I been doing the try catches anyway? Oh, I've been doing them here. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna do this in the inside of a try catch here as well. If I do an error. So then that's that, and then now I can res.render the products all view with title all products, and then products is products view lists. Okay, so what's the problem with this now? I don't know. Type void is not assignable to type product view list. Does this return a void? Oh, I see. That's the problem. So I'm using for each wrong here. It would be a map, maybe. Or not necessarily a map. Or maybe it would be a map? Yeah, map actually is probably a better idea. I think map is what I want here. And it returns an array that contains the results. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that actually is what I want. I want a map, not for each. Okay, then that should give us all the products. Okay. And then now I think my view is fine. I've got everything I need in here. Oh, and then I should probably have an H1 with the title as well, just so that I can just see that. Okay, and then now, so this is a middleware function, so now I can pass this to my router. So products router dot get all products all get. I think it's that. But I need to export it. And then import here. All right, so now this should be good. And then if I go to the index view, this should navigate to product/all. And so now if I refresh this, we should be able to navigate. Okay, relation products does not exist. Oh, because I know why. It's product. That's what it is. There we go. Nice. Okay, so we're not getting the category name, but that's okay. We've got our products in our database. So now if we add a new product, and then we say avocado, we'll say I don't know, slimy and green with a big pit. And then categories would be food and grocery. And we add a new product, and then we go there. There's our new product, but we're not getting the category name. So that's not resolving properly. So let's debug this. So we'll just console log the. Actually, you know what? Let's see what the let's first inspect the page and see what's actually showing up here. Okay, yeah, so it's just an empty paragraph tag. So I would assume then that means that, oh wait, why is this not? Let's zoom this in a little more. There we go. So I'd assume then that is null. So this get name by ID is not resolving anything. So if I console.log products, or actually I'll log it here. Yeah, so it's returning nothing. So that's interesting. So our utility function is not working how I wanted it to. So this actually should probably return null instead of empty string. So we can see if it's null or not. String or null is not assignable to type string, yeah. Yeah, okay, so it is returning null, so it's not resolving this. I should say if category name. So actually what I'll do is I'll say const category name is equal to this, and then I'll say I'm not sure if this works or not. Not find category name. Or maybe just like this. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, what's the problem here? Const. Oh, did I delete the fucking... That's my problem. I deleted... Somehow I removed the function signature. Oh, no, I didn't. Now if I name category name... Oh, because I'm still logging it. It's probably going to be a name conflict. Let's just say name. It might be a name issue. No. What's the problem here? Get name by ID. Oh, because of this. There we go. I had an extra bracket. That was my bad. So then now this should all say undefined or something. Yeah. Okay. Learn JavaScript, DOM, then Node.js. Already did that, Tente. Bro, how do you pass Odin.js intermediate level? I'm struggling. It's not about passing or failing. You just complete the lessons and the projects as best as your ability. There is no pass or fail. Like, I think you just try your best and move forward when you feel comfortable. What am I building? I'm making a small inventory app to learn Node.js, Express, and Postgres. So, okay, so this is fine, but we're not getting a category name. So this isn't resolving properly. But we do know that the names exist. So this isn't resolving anything. So we have an ID. I wonder then if the... this shouldn't actually be... This is all on localhost, by the way. I should actually probably put this in here too. So I should say I'm not sure how I append text to this. I can do like a quote. I can say like category name category. Something like this, maybe. Yeah, okay, cool. And I can do the same with description. Is doing live stream good? I'm confused with whether I do the live stream or not. I like doing it, Praveen, personally. I enjoy it. Okay, so now the other thing that I need to do is I bet you, sorry, I just have a little spot on my monitor. I'm gonna get it off. There we go. The other thing I can do is I can print the, let's see what the name is. Actually, we'll say console.log category, or no, product.category ID, and then we'll console.log product, or no, categories dot get ID by name, and then food and grocery. So let's see if these IDs match. They might not match, so we'll find out. Okay, so this is undefined, and then this is the ID for this. So the product that under like dot category ID is not being set in the database. I wonder if that's actually true. Oh. No, we have the category ID here. Oh, the category ID might be empty, actually. Oh, no, it isn't. So we have the regular ID. Yeah, so the ID here is C30A. And then C30A. So it is the right thing. It looks like. Yeah, so its ID is 21C8182, and then C30A, C30A. So the ID is the category ID is pointing to the food and grocery. But for some reason the category attribute of the product type is undefined, and I wonder if that's because of a typing problem. No. Is it because of no? ID name description string. So when we query it, we get select all from product, return rows, and then in our controller we run the query, and then we should probably maybe console log the query. So I think something's being lost here. See what happens. What's up, man? How are you? I'm doing pretty well, Prathme. How are you? Yeah, so we see here, these are our entries. We have apple, banana, and avocado. And they have a name, description, and category ID. Okay. And so the category ID is defined, but then for some reason we lose it in the product view list, right? So if we then console log the product view list, for some reason it's getting lost somewhere around here. Oh, it's because category IDs is lowercase. That's the problem. That's the problem. This needs to be lowercase. Where else is there a problem with that? Oh, here. Yeah. I think now this will actually work. Yep, perfect. That was the problem. See, it was just because I had ID, I should have had it capitalized, but I didn't. Or sorry, I should have had it uncapitalized. So now you can see the category populates as well. Perfect, let's take a 5-minute break. Bro, how you pass Odin.js intermediate level? You asked the same question. Please don't spam. I'm great, man. It's 11 p.m. right now. I'm going to head to bed. How long are you going to stream for? The plan is I'm going to stream probably for another 2 hours, so probably till 3:30 p.m. my time. So that would be like 1 a.m. your time. But that's the plan. But you can always watch the VOD after. But no, Natnail, I think, again, it's just about practice. You just have to practice. You just have to go back to the fundamentals, drill the fundamentals until you really understand them, and then you can move on. I think a lot of people struggle when they try to go too far too quickly, right? And then you get kind of lost, right? So I think you just have to go back to maybe the more basic stuff and drill it more. Build more apps like in with just HTML, CSS, vanilla, or something like this. So, yeah. All right, so we have that route finished. And then we can now make a route to view an individual product, maybe. Cool, man. I did try to stream yesterday. I got anxious about leaking my details from the browser and everything as I share my display. Yeah, honestly, I've done it a couple times, Prathme, by accident. It's kind of scary. So what you can do is after the VOD gets published, you can always edit it out. So like, for example, I accidentally leaked my city long time ago. And what I did is I went in, YouTube has a really rudimentary editor and it lets you cut out a certain section. It was only on screen for like 3 seconds. So you can do that. But you just have to get used to it. So like basically what I do is I have, and I don't know what your setup looks like, but I have my main monitor that I stream from, so like that you can see. And then I have another monitor to my right that has my notes and other, like if I want to look something up in the browser if I'm not sure it'll leak something, then I look it up on my safe browser or my safe monitor that's not being streamed, right? So that's kind of my strategy. And I'm going to improve and iterate on this approach as I keep streaming, but this is what works for me right now. I'm actually going to I'm just going to do a commit here. I'm going to say add route to view all products, middleware, query, and view. Okay. You have like two monitors, so I'll just put all the streaming shit on my right one and do the work on my main one. Whatever it is, I'll let you know. Maybe check it out. Yeah, absolutely. I could totally check it out, Prathame. Absolutely. Yeah, I can. That's what I recommend. I actually, because I use a laptop, so I use a MacBook Pro. So I actually have three screens. So I have two monitors, and then my built-in laptop display, which I use for chat, and the Pomodoro timer. So I have chat and the Pomodoro timer over here. My main monitor that you're seeing in front of me, and then I have my secondary, like it's like a portable monitor. It's just like a 16-inch portable monitor that I have that has my extra stuff. Because usually if I'm just working off stream, I only need my main display, like my built-in display and my main monitor. I don't use three monitors when I'm just working alone. But for streaming, it's really helpful to kind of have everything separated out. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a process you kind of just gotta like, I learned how to do this through iteration. I'm gonna head to bed. Keep up the grind. And I'll try this for sure. I appreciate you, Prathame. Thanks for watching, my friend. Hope to see you soon. I'll be live tomorrow evening, so that'll probably be the morning your time. So yeah. All right. See ya. Have a good night. Just need to check something. Perfect. Okay. Let's do another 25 minutes. Continue on this grind. All right. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a view for viewing a specific product. Products view. I'll just say products. What was the route I called it? ID. I'll just say products ID. And then I'll say products, and then plus product.name. And so we're going to pass it a product, right? And then we're going to say products details. And then I also want to have next to each one of the buttons and products all, I want to have a little link that links to a view product, like view details or something like this, right? And I can even do that. I can even do the description in the category. I can even omit the description, honestly. And then view the description like secondarily. So I can say P, A, href. And then the href I think is, it's not relative, right? Yeah, it's absolute to the main route. So I have to do product detail. Oh, right now, where is it? Products all, it'd be href products slash, and then it'd be the ID, right? val.id, right? So something like this, right? Oh, and then obviously the text associated with it. View details or something like this, right? And then that would take you to that. Okay, so that's good for that. And then so in the ID product details, we'll have a paragraph which will say product.description. And then a paragraph that'll have the product.category name. And then another link that'll go back to products/all. That'll say go back to products list or something like this, right? And then, so then now what we can do is, I think that's good for this view. And then I need a middleware for that. And then I'll say products Okay. And then we'll do our try catch. And then throw error. And then inside of here, we'll say we have to get the ID, which is going to be inside of the rec body, I think. So when we click a link, forget how we actually do that. Let's see. I think it's might not be here. Oh, it's rect up params. I see. And then I'll say const product is, oh, and then we need to await that. So we need to actually have a, we need to write another query. So we'll say get const get product by ID. And then we need to pass it an ID as a string. Which actually, product type ID specifically. Const rows is await db.query, and then we'll do select all from products. Actually, for the get all products, I probably won't. Actually, no, I'll keep it the way it is. Okay, select all from product where ID is equal to 1, and then that is ID. And then return rows. Rows 0. There should only be one matching. Right? So get product by ID. And then, so now we can put this guy into here. So I can say const product equals await get product by ID, and I need to export that as well. Get product by ID. And then, okay, and then I need to give it the ID. Please. As a string? Maybe it returns it as a number or something. Oh, params dictionary, okay. So it's fine. Alright, so then that's good. And then, so we have the product, and then I can do a res.render as well for the product's ID view. And then the title will be the product dot name. And then the product will just be itself, right? And then I think that's all I need. And then we need to export that, and then now we need to pass this to our router. So let's go to the router. And then we'll say products dot get, and then we'll say ID. And then we'll render products ID get. I think that works. Right? Or should. And then so we have those navigatable things here. So it'll be a view details and then go back to products list. So then now that should actually work. So if we view, okay, so this is interesting. So why didn't this work? Product.description, unexpected token. Interesting, okay. Oh, because I forgot a plus, that's my bad. That's my fault. Perfect. Or not title, H1, Jesus, okay. And then we need the category name, which isn't being put in here. Oh, because why? Because I'm passing it a product type, not a product view type. So I need to do that conversion as well inside of the middleware. So I'll do products, and then this is going to be as a product view type. Or can I not do it like that? Category name is products, or categories dot get name by ID product dot category ID. Okay, so that should now work. Why? Transform trigger on call exception. Why? Oh, because of this. There we go. Okay, so there's our category. Nice. Cool. So I just needed to mutate this again. And I need to, yeah, that's fine. This isn't perfectly type safe. I don't love this. Okay. So it's fine. So you can see, go back to products list. You can view the banana, description, yellow sweet fruit, food and grocery. I also need to edit that so it can say category. Right? Go back. And I may not even include the category inside of this either, just to make it so that you can need to view the details. Cool. And then at the end of the products all, I should probably have a P with an ahref to go back to home page, back to home or something like this. We go back home, we go to products, back to home. There you go. All right, so I think that's everything for the products specifically. And then now we basically just need to replicate this for the stores, right? So this is going to be very similar queries for the stores. So I forget actually what the store query is, or what the schema is for that. It's just ID and name. Okay, that's easy. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do another type. So I'm gonna say store.type.ts, and I'll say export type store type. It's just an ID and a name, right? Okay, so there's our store type, before we forget. Oh, and then the other thing I need to do is I need to commit this. So I'm going to say add ability to view individual products. Includes middleware, view and row. Okay. Then I'll say slash product slash ID. Okay, good. I didn't actually need to press that. Don't see again or whatever. Okay, now let's start with the let's do the stores. So I think for the store, I think I should probably do the adding a store first. I could even just, yeah. Okay. So let's go to stores. And then we'll do a const post new store. And this is going to be very similar to what we had before. Insert into product or stores, store ID name, values 1, 2. And then I need to comma and then the values. So I'm going to say new store dot ID and then new store dot name. All right, so that's good for the query. And then for this new store type in the middleware is where I handle that. So I'm gonna have to create a new middlewares stores controller.ts. So again, this is gonna be very similar to the products, right? And then so we're gonna say const posts. Oh, and I need a form for that, right? So I'm gonna say products new or stores new get, and then I'll just do store form or something like this. And then I'm going to do, I'm going to render that out. So what I have to do is I have to get the, I have to do try catch. I also haven't created the view yet, so I should probably, before I implement this, I should probably create the view. So let's do, actually, yeah, so let's do our new view. We'll say stores new.pug. And then again, this is going to be very similar to our products. But we'll just add new store. And then store slash new. And then store name. And then I think that's all I need actually. Because we don't even need a selector for categories or anything like that. It's literally just this. Been live at this hour, I'm sorry. No worries. I posted in the Discord when I go live. I think your live time is back. What do you mean? I go live sometimes in the afternoon, Uzair and Fanstar. My live time changes, and you can check the Discord for when I go live, and it should show the live time inside in your country. It should default to your time zone, so you can see when I go live. Okay, so that's good. So store's new. And then, okay, so then what are we doing after this? So we have the view. So now I can get this view and I can render it inside of here, right? Actually, I'm going to render it first inside of this. So I'm going to do res.render stores new, and then our title is just, actually I don't even think I need any other attribute, right? I think it's just title, and then I'll say add new store, something like this, right? I think that's all I have for the product getter, right? Oh yeah, pretty much, but just categories. The store is actually gonna be easier. Okay, so now with the post, I need to basically try catch this. So I need to post new product. So I need to actually write another query for that. Oh, but I already did. Okay, post new store. So I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the rec body. So we have to get the attributes from the rec body, right? So I'm gonna say const new store is equal to, and this is gonna be a store type. And then it's going to be ID is going to be crypto dot random UUID, and then the name is going to be rec dot body dot store name. I think it was right. What did I have in here? Store name, yeah. Okay. So then now I can actually await db dot query or wait, not db dot query. Sorry. Await post new store, and I actually need to export that from the queries folder. Post new store, or not the queries folder, the queries file, I should say. And then new store. Oh, this needs to be async, of course, as well. Is the new get probably async? Yeah. Okay, so that's good. Now, theoretically, this should work. So we have our post and our get with the template, and then if I go to, I need a router for this, right? So I need to create a new router. So stores router, and then I need to import router. Actually, I'll just do this. Import router, and then I need to say const stores router equals new router. Oh, and then this needs to be explicitly typed, right? Router. And then export defaults. Or I guess it's just router. I don't need to construct it. And I'll say stores router dot get stores slash new. Actually, no, I just need to do slash new. And then call that middleware, which was get store. Actually, I need to export the middlewares, don't I? Where are my middlewares? Okay. And then stores new posts, or get, sorry. And then stores router dot post slash new, and then stores new posts. And then now I need to put this inside of my index router. So now the index router has stores. Perfect. So now, I think that's everything. I don't think I've missed anything. I might have, but we'll find out quickly. So now I should be able to navigate to stores. Oh, right, but it's not gonna... I need to actually redirect it to be to the new... Let's just do this. Let's just redirect it to here. Not get store. Oh. Maybe I need to reboot the server. Okay, so now we should be able to add a store name. So we'll say BenStack's store. We add the store. Oh, and I forgot to redirect. Fuck, I forgot to redirect. So that now should actually be in the database. But I need to add that redirect to the res.redirect back to the root. I still prefer vibe coding. Well, that's fair enough. If you prefer vibe coding, that's totally fine. I just prefer this. Especially for learning. Okay, so we redirect back to that, and then now it should be in our database, right? So if we do select all from stores, or store, I guess. I should have been more consistent with this naming. Yeah, so now you can see that we have the ID and the name inside of our database, right? So good. So we have the ability to add stores now. So we can commit this. We can say add stores, add new stores, implement, or what do I even say? Add new stores, middleware, view, and routes with stores together. Okay. Nice. What are we building today? Mainly, I think the efficiency is too slow. You're from Pakistan. Nice to meet you, cooking. What are we building today? You can see that right here. Basically, it's an inventory management app to learn Node Express and Postgres. So basically, now that I take my break, I'll kind of speak to this a little bit. I've said this multiple times before, but if you're new here, I learn how to code without the use of AI because I think that it's important to learn without relying on AI so that you can have a deeper understanding of these technologies. So that when you do use AI, you can actually critically, understand what the AI is doing as well as, correct it. You're from Pakistan too? Nice. It's probably very warm there, I would imagine. In Canada, it's pretty warm this weekend. So, but I know Pakistan is a very hot country. I'm just thinking about that because my air conditioning broke. So anyway, but yeah, no, I'm not anti-AI, and if you like to use AI, I totally think that's great. I just want to learn without the use of AI. And the thing is this app? Am I going to publish this app? Is this like the next SaaS? No. I'm making this purely to learn how to do backend and to learn these technologies, right? This is exactly why I'm doing this. It's more of an exercise, right? Yeah, it was 38 to 40. Yeah, here today, I think it got up to 27 degrees, which here is warm because with the humidity, it felt like 33, 34. But for Canada, that's pretty hot. But later in the week, it's going to get up to the mid 30s Celsius. So very, very warm. But yeah, I hope all you guys are doing well. It's probably, if you're in the Eastern Hemisphere, it's probably the evening or the night time. So I hope you are having a good night so far. In Eastern Canada right now, it is 2:00 p.m. in the afternoon. So yeah. What is it, Sunday today? I hope you had a good weekend. Start of the week next week. It's another work week ahead. Yeah, I'll be live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can see the Discord for my, there it is. Just knew I was going to say it. You can check the Discord for scheduling updates related to the stream. I know you're already in there, Uzair, but yeah, I don't know. I'd also say, and I know if you've been to this stream before, you know that I use the Pomodoro method, which is where I do 25 minutes of work and then I do 5 minutes break, 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes break, and I do find it really kind of helps break up the grind a little bit in a good way. So, if you don't have that implemented into your working, like when you're doing work, I would recommend it. Your cousin lives in Toronto. It's hot for them, really, bro. It's like good weather for us. Yeah, yeah. Toronto's not too far away from where I am. But yeah, it's pretty warm here for Canadians. Because normally it's really cold, right? Canada has a reputation of being very cold. But it isn't in the summer. Our summers are quite warm. It might not be as warm as it is over there, but you know, it's pretty warm. So, what do you think of the Odin project? Now that you've been learning it for 69 days, does it say 69? Should say 96. Let me check that. Let me see. Does it say 96? Yeah, it does. Okay, 96 days. I think it's good, Baki. I really do. I really think it's good. The reason that I like it a lot is because it is kind of self-guided, right? So with other learning platforms like Free Code Camp, I think. Let's go to Free Code Camp. The thing with Free Code Camp is it's all kind of consolidated within the browser, right? Like if I'm going to do Python and I want to learn Python, right? Let's say I go to the project here. Building the project and the environment and everything is inside of the browser, and it gives you an exactly what to do. Red 69, sorry about that. No worries. I just wanted to make sure it was the right title. We're actually coming up on 100 days, which is exciting. But yeah, so basically the thing with the Free Code Camp is it's very prescriptive, right? So it gives you kind of these exact instructions, which is good if you're new to programming. But for me, the Odin project, like for this inventory app, it kind of just gives me a general outline of what I need to do. You know, like it doesn't give me exactly how I'm going to implement these things, so I can kind of have more freedom with how I do these, right? So anyway, I don't know. I like it for that reason, and I've been doing it for almost 100 days. And I'm almost actually finished the Odin project. I've only got a little bit left. I've just got like half of the Node.js course left. So it'll be exciting to finish that. But anyway, so I would recommend doing it, especially if you already are a little bit familiar with coding. You want kind of a more free, like a freer learning experience, more self-guided. I'm also doing the Odin project with TypeScript instead of JavaScript because I feel like it, and it's also the industry standard. Did I take the foundation? Yep. If you go back to my stream, so Baki, I have all of my streams from day 1 all the way to 96 are all on my YouTube channel, and you can see I started right from the beginning at day 1, and I worked my entire way through the course. And mind you, I did go at a little bit of a faster pace probably than if you were new to coding, but I have put in like about 300 hours of work into this course. So you can see all of that, or at least most of the work that I've put in. I would say about 85 to 90% of what I've done on this course, I've done live on YouTube. So all of that content is there for you if you want to kind of follow along with my work and my progress. So that's there for you. If you want to do it and you want to kind of follow along with me, or check in and see how I did something versus like how you did something. It's kind of like compare notes, so to speak. Also, all the projects that I build for the Odin project are open source and on my GitHub. We should do something like build something with all the people here. Yeah, I totally agree. So I'm actually going to do, if you check the Discord, it's not going to happen yet, but in about a month or so, I'm going to start my first project that is not related to the Odin project, and I'm going to get your guys' feedback on that project because I want it to be community based. It's going to be a Pomodoro app that might for myself and for my community. So I'm going to be building that with it's going to be a full stack application. Code red. I'm writing a UVC conversion program for my PSP so my Mac can detect PSP screen through its USB. That's really cool. I haven't seen a PSP in a hot minute. I had a PSP when I was a kid. When I was little, I had a PSP. I remember actually when it came out. I had a PSP and a Nintendo DS. There's an existing library, but it uses main thread of PSP during game, which leads to FPS drops. Oh, nice. Yeah, so that's like probably like that's like lower level like systems programming. That's kind of cool. Okay, so then now what do I need to do? So I have the products or the stores. So now I need to have a way to view all of the stores, right? So let's do another view. So we'll say stores all.pug, and then we'll do this. And then each val, I forget what the iteration is. Oh, it's just each val in stores, I'll say. And then we'll just display, we'll do a UL actually in this. And then we'll just say the stores.name. Or val.name, sorry. Oh, but this needs to be li dot. Maybe something like this as well. And then I can have a backlink here, so I can do PA go back home. I think that's what I did for my products all as well. Or back to home, okay. Just want to be consistent. Okay, so there's our view. Then now I need to write a query. How many Pomodoros am I doing today a day normally? I do 5 Pomodoros, Becky. So each Pomodoro is 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of break. So I do 5, so that's 2.5 hours, roughly. I find that's a good balance. Sometimes I do 6, but most streams I do 5. So we're on Pomodoro number 3 today, or right now, I should say. So I'll be live for another roughly hour and a half. So it says 2:09 p.m. up here. I'll be live till about 3:30 my time. So another hour and a half, or hour 20 minutes. So now we're going to do stores. So we're going to say const get all stores, async, type. And then we'll say await, or const rows is await db query. And then we'll just say select all from stores, and then return rows. That's all we need to do for the query to get all the stores, right? So that's good. And we need to export that, of course. Okay. So we have our view, and then this is our router. So we're going to have another route. So we're going to say stores router dot get all, and then our middleware, which we're going to actually put in our middlewares here. So we're going to say const stores all get, maybe. I think that's what I did for the products, right? Products all get, yeah. Okay. Oops. And then I'll do try catch. Off topic, but how many? What's your typing speed? It's about 80 words per minute. Azad. It fluctuates between like 75 to 90 words per minute, depending on what I'm typing, but it's about 80, I would say, on average. I haven't tested it in a little bit, but it's not that fast. It's not super fast. I know there are people out there with much faster typing speeds. I didn't really learn how to type like properly, quote unquote. I kind of taught myself how to type. So, all right. So now we need to. This needs to be async as well. So we need to do const stores is store type list is await db.query, or not db.query, await get all stores. And then res.render stores all. And then our title, which is all stores. And then stores. I think that's everything I need, right? Let's go to this. For each value in stores, li stores val.name. That should be fine. Slash all, and then we'll say stores. Oh, and then I need to actually export it from this. Res.render, that looks fine. What do I do for the products? Or not the product router. Product controller. All products. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So stores all get. Okay, good. Nice. Now that should actually work. And then now if I go to the index and I redirect to all, I think I need to like quit the server and reboot it. It's fine. Yo, how's it going, Rohan? Welcome in. Now this should give us a oh yeah, store. It needs to be store. Select all from store because I named my tables in my database as not pluralized. There we go. So you can see that's the store that I put in there. And then so I can add a new store. And then so we can say YouTube's, or I don't know, what am I going to call it? I don't freaking know. Let's just say Costco, right? Costco is like a big box store in North America. Actually, I think it's all over the world. So we add that store, and then we add the store, and then we can see it's here. It adds to the list, right? Cool. And we don't really need an individual, actually, we can say it, we can have a few details for the inventory, but I'm going to wait until, I'm going to actually wait to do that. I'm going to wait to do that until I implement the inventory stuff, right? And then, okay, so I can do, let's say, add route to view all stores, includes middleware, view, and route. Okay, good. All right, now I think maybe we should have an ability to delete products, right? So in view details, when we're viewing the details of a product, I think we should be able to delete that product, right? I think that's probably the next step. So we can actually do that through another route. So I think I'm going to do, it'll be /products/ID/delete, right? So I think that's what I'm going to do next. So we need to write another query for that. And then we'll say const delete product by ID. And then this is going to be very similar to the above query. And then we'll say await db.query delete from product where ID is 1 and then ID, right? And then that's all we need to do. From that, okay. So we have the query, and then so now we need to go back to the product router. And then I need to do, I think there's a way of handling like, are you sure you want to delete X? I think there's a way of doing that. I think that's through maybe controllers. It's in the middleware somewhere. Maybe that's like in the forms. Maybe use like a prompt or something. And then I also need to have a 404 page as well. Oh, return confirm. Okay. So I do that on the button. I think, can I do it? Is there an on-click event for the links? I think there is. How can you learn like you? What are your resources? How do you get the intuition to write these? I just finished basic node. Kason, so basically I will say that I do have some, you know, I do have a CS degree. I was in university for 7 years. I learned how to learn pretty well in university. And you know, that's not really, okay, so that's not really helpful. But I use the Odin Project, and I mix between theory and writing notes on the theory. Okay, I think writing notes is pretty important, at least for how I learn, and also project building and doing things with as little help as possible. I mean, I know I do defer to chat if I'm really stuck, chat or Google or whatever it is. That's not to say not to use your resources, but I think, you know, trying to figure these things out on your own is really crucial. Like whether it's products hurdles or whatever it is, or not project hurdles. You know, if you run into like a bug that you can't fix or something, you kind of have to sit with it. You know, maybe come back to it later or whatever it is. But here's my notes, for example. So I use Obsidian as my note taking app, and you know, this is my project plan here. So I have like the schema. I have all the views that I'm going to need, as well as all the routes, and then like the product categories and stuff like this, right? And then I also have like notes for you know, Express, HTTP requests with Node, etc., right? And I have similar notes for React too, which I actually do use, and I use that. I mainly do the notes so that when I'm actually reading documentation, for the sake of studying theory, when I write out the notes in my own, I guess, words, it kind of helps reinforce the concept that I'm learning, right? At least for me, that's what I find. And I use Obsidian as well. I also integrate Obsidian with Git so that I get backups, which is good. It's pretty easy to do that. Okay, so thank you so much for the explanation. Yeah, no worries. I'm here to you know, help and explain. I think, and the other thing too with my streams is I try to create an environment with these streams. You can read the bit about it in the description, and in my FAQ as well, which is in the description. Basically where I'm not only showing how I learn live, but I'm also helping other people. I try to help other people. And also chat helps me out. It's kind of like, I would describe it as like a collaborative live learning, like classroom environment sort of thing, where we're kind of learning, like I'm learning, but you guys also learn a lot from maybe what I'm doing. So it's kind of like we learn together. And also the other thing too is some people find benefit in following my past streams to guide their learning through the Odin project. And I'm only using the Odin project because I thought it was a good, you know, template kind of to follow, right? Yeah, to kind of guide them and kind of say, okay, so what did BenStack do here? Okay, this is cool. And then you can also talk to me about it in Discord. I have a Discord server. Where if you have questions about anything, like I'll get back to you or someone else in my community will, about like whether it's a project or like, hey, can I get your opinion on this? Like I'm there to look for those things. Makes sense. Thanks a lot. Yeah, no worries. We'll join Discord as well. I appreciate you, Kason. But yeah, so that's kind of like what I'm here for. So yeah, and I don't know. Just trying to see where this goes and improve my own learning and everyone else's. Try to foster a positive learning environment. And I think that's especially important today with all the negativity surrounding AI. I think there's a lot of negativity and doom and gloom around AI, and I kind of want to fight that a little bit. So anyway, okay, so let's get back to it here. So I need to delete next to, in our products ID, I want to include a delete. So it'd be products delete this product. Or something like this, right? Yeah. So that's fine. So then we delete that, and then we have to do. So when we click on that, that gets caught by the products controller, and then I need to have the middleware. And then so we'll try to delete that. We'll just say await. Oh, and then that's in the rec body, right? Or the rec.params. So I actually have to do that. So I'll say const ID is in rec.params, right? And then await delete product by ID. And I don't think I exported this from my queries. I did not. So I need that in here. Okay. And this has to be a string. Actually, I should say if ID. And then res.redirect actually. Or wait, actually no, I want to do this if it's not string. And then I'll say throw invalid ID or something. Actually, I'll do a res.error, res.send, or no, res.status. I don't know what the general status codes are. I need to figure that out. Status codes, HTTP. Because if I try to delete a client error, so it'd be server error. Or would it be a client error, maybe? Forbidden, unauthorized, bad request. Malformed request syntax, invalid request message framing, or deceptive request rolling. Server cannot find the requested resource. I'll just 404 it, maybe. I'll do a JSON, actually. I'll say ID products ID not found, something like this. And then otherwise we'll await the deletion as a string. Or actually even say ID as string. I could do that as well. And then res.redirect to products all, I think. So there we go. Good. Hey Ben, pre-ent you here. I'm done with the foundation course, now moving to the next one. That's awesome. Congratulations. So you're going on to, are you doing the JavaScript or the Ruby path? Because I know JavaScript's probably better, or at least more useful, probably, I would say. I'm able to understand everything you're writing with ease, but if it came to me writing it by myself without AI, I can't even think of where to write ahead. Okay, so the number one thing for that is practice. I know it's literally just practice. Like, because yeah, you can watch me write this stuff and like, but like knowing what to write when is literally down to like I have the docs open, I have this open, I have my notes open on my other monitor. It's literally like you're allowed to cheat, like you're allowed to, like not allowed, like use the notes that you have, right? Or use the documentation. I find it where AI is too easy. I like to go digging a little bit for it. When I go digging for what I'm finding, and when I finally find it, it sticks better. JavaScript, yeah, that's awesome. So that's just my thing. That's my, you know, I guess, method or philosophy. Okay. Makes sense again. Thanks. No worries. I'm, happy to help always. So, I like to engage with my chat. Each and every one of you that's watching and chatting, I'm here for you guys just as much as you're here for me. So, all right. So we have type of ID is not string. So basically, the ID needs to be a string, right? Oh, but I guess it could be a string array, right? Say not found or invalid or something. Okay, and then so we delete product by ID, which was in our query, right? So delete product by ID was our query. Okay, and then we have our view, and then so that then redirects to that. So the other thing I want to do here is I want to do an onClick equals, and then I think I can do a mixin. What's a mixin exactly? Bar. Oh, I see. So you basically you can create reusable blocks. I see. Okay. Can you have on-click for anchor? I think you can. Yeah. So I'd have to do a JavaScript thing there. And I could just say on-click confirm. Are you sure you want to delete product.name? Or something like this. Cool. All right, after the break, we will test this. Hopefully it works. I'm actually going to like format this better. I don't know if I could do it like multi-line like this. I think that's how you do the piping for multi-line, right? Interpolation, no, that's not it. Extends. Tags. It's like multi-line. There's a way of doing this. Attributes. Yeah. Oh, you can even declare variables too. But no, I think that works like that. All right, I'm gonna assume that works. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna take a quick 2-minute break to go to the washroom and fill up my water bottle. But I'll be back in literally 2 minutes. So I will, don't go anywhere. Sit tight. I mean, you can leave if you want to, I guess. But I'll be back in a couple. Just gonna fill up my water and go to the washroom. All right, I'm back. 90 days from HTML to backend is crazy good. I appreciate that, Kason. Again, it isn't. I kind of had a bit of a head start because I do have a degree, so I kind of knew how to code going in. So it's just a matter of like learning these technologies, right? I think for somebody that doesn't know how to code, it would probably take double that long. I don't know for sure though. I think it depends on how fast you learn and how much you do, right? Like I do about 3 hours every day that I study. So so for 96 days, I've been putting in about 3 hours or so. Because a little bit before stream and a little bit after stream, I do some prep. So do I. I'm going to be my final year from next month. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, actually, computer science. People that have been in the stream for longer know that I actually have a biology degree. First, like I got a biology degree in 2023, and then I did a accelerated computer science degree starting in 2023, and I graduated in 2025. So I did it in 2 years. And that was a special case because I got advanced standing because of my first degree to finish that second one. So I basically did it without electives or anything like this. So yeah, I spent 7 years in school after high school. So yeah, that's kind of my story, I guess. What are my plans ahead of this? I think honestly right now I'm kind of thinking like it's kind of a short term. I'm not thinking super long term, but I want to grow my channel, continue the streams, finish the Odin project, and then I want to start building full stack projects live on stream, and just learning more technologies. Like I want to eventually get into Golang. I want to get into maybe learning like DevOps stuff, like purchasing a VPS, doing that. Hi man, I just graduated CS. What's wrong with so much unemployed for remote work? So I thought IT was top hiring place around the world. What are my thoughts? Honestly, I think that it is down to a little bit. Sounds cool, all the best. I appreciate you, Kason. I think it's down to, it's kind of luck a little bit. Like I have a job in IT because I got an internship in IT, and I was in my hometown and stuff like this. Like, I had a contact, not a super close contact, but I had a contact that kind of got me in the door. It didn't get me the job, but it got me the opportunity to interview for the job, basically. So, and then once I had that interview or that internship, I kept contact with my manager, and he offered me a return position. So again, it comes down to networking. Networking is really, really, really important when you want to get a job. I think just brute force applying to jobs, especially in the age of AI, is like kind of a dead end. I think that's kind of really difficult. So I think if you network and you really try to form connections with prospective employers, I think that's the key. That's kind of what I did. And that's the way to kind of, get the employer to know who you are, and you're not just a resume that they're looking at, right? Because I think trying to stand out on a resume is kind of difficult. Tante, I only have a junior high school diploma, but I mean, you seem to know a lot of stuff, so I think you're good, my friend. Education isn't everything. Would personal brand help with networking? Just basic stuff, 1.2 apps? Yeah, it could. You could even start a conversation, right, Pirate? So like, you could basically, say to an employer, hey, look, this is what I've built. This is what I can offer you, in terms of skill set. My interests lie with X, Y, Z. And how does, basically you could even ask them like, I see this, and, I could help you with this. I could do this. You can kind of like make suggestions. Don't be too pushy with that, but kind of start a conversation around it, right? Here in India, it's like getting into Ivy League level competition. You get a basic entry level job. Yeah, I've actually heard that. I have some friends in India, from India, who have said similar. That's solid advice. Makes sense. Yeah. That's just my experience, right? Like, and I'm still working the first job I got, like out of school. I got my keep up the good work. I appreciate you, Pirate. Yeah, like I got my job last May 2025. And I'm still in that job because I don't want to leave it because the job market's so screwed. And I also work for the government, so the government jobs are pretty secure. I'm not going to say which sector, but it's IT related to the government. Okay, so let's test this deletion. So if we want to delete, let's actually make a dummy product. So we'll go to, actually I should maybe add a button to do that. So product IDs, and then for products all, we can add a href to products, add new products, maybe. So we can add a new product. So we'll say test. This is a test, and then we'll say it's an electronics product, right? Confirm is not a function. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. So we don't have the on-click confirm. I can't run that JavaScript like that, maybe. I maybe need to put it in quotes or something. I might need to do this or something like this. I'm not 100% sure how this works. We'll find out, I guess. Ah, it does work. Okay. So now, if we delete this product, oh, because it's not a .get, we need to actually add the route. I forgot to add the route to the router. So I need to do products router dot delete /id /delete products id delete, which should come from the controller, right? Yeah, I forgot to add it to the router. That's my fault. So now this should work. Still trying to get it. Okay, maybe let's try rerunning it. View details, delete this product. Okay, so still trying to get this. Still trying to get this. Which is interesting. I'm not sure why. Oh, because I'm not rendering anything with that. Products controller, products ID delete. Not get this. Oh, because I forgot this. That's why. I forgot a slash there. Huh. Appreciate keep the door. I'm almost done data modeling, and now we'll be starting custom API response and error handling, then auth JSON web tokens. This is awesome, Kason. It's good stuff. Let's just delete this on click for now, and then just leave it as the href, because maybe that's bunging things up here. Okay, so we have this here. Product controller, products ID delete. We try catch. Redirect. We'll delete product ID as string. Okay. Yeah, so it's trying to get here, but I don't know how I can point to this with a delete. Maybe the href is trying to delete, or it's trying to, maybe this href is an implicit get, right? Href might be an implicit get. That's what I'm thinking here. Ah. So we might need a form. We might need to make a little form here. Right? So that's the other thing we need to do. So let's try this. So we'll say form action is, wait, what the fuck? Oh, action equals, right? And then we'll say products slash product.id slash delete. I didn't think of this. Method is delete. I think that'll work. And then we'll say button type is submit. Delete this product, and then we could even probably put that on click back in there, right? Something like this, right? And then so we have that form there. And then this can probably actually live outside of the product details as well, right? And then, so we have method delete. Okay. So now this should work. So if we go back to the root, let's just kill the server and rerun it. We go to products, tests. Okay, so this didn't like this. Okay, so unexpected token. I wonder then if I need to do this all in quotes or something. I'm not sure. It does not like that. Unexpected token. Okay, let's just remove that. Oh no, that's fine. Okay, it was because there was a semicolon here. Still trying to get this, it seems. Maybe this is the problem. Oh. Still trying to get here, but it's not, methods delete. Does this then work? I wonder. Yeah, so it doesn't like this. Confirm is not a function. Okay, I'll just remove this. I don't know how to include JavaScript inside of Pug, so I'll just leave that for now. Okay, so still trying to get here, but the method's delete. Can you even do form delete methods delete? Is this a thing? You're limited to get and post in HTML forms. Interesting. Are the only valid HTTP method values for the method attributes. See the HTML spec. As of July 24 latest, if you don't method middleware, you're stuck with these two options. Okay, so I actually do need... I actually do need to do post with this. Right? So that's actually fine. I don't really mind that. So I actually need to do this as a post. That's okay. We'll go back to products. Let's delete this product, and it's gone. So that worked. Finally. So that's good to know. Cannot. Only valid form methods are get and post. No delete. Interesting. Did not know that. So now what I can do is if I want to delete a product, I can view its details and delete it. Very neat. The other thing too is I will be styling this, guys. So this is not, it's not going to look this ugly, you know, forever. But, you know. So I'm going to see now if I can get the JavaScript inside of this, tag here, or attribute. I guess it'd be attribute, right? Authenticated. Normal JavaScript expressions work. If your attribute contains odd characters, it might interfere with JavaScript syntax. Use commas to separate different attributes. Attribute interpolation. Unescaped attributes, Boolean attributes. ID literal attributes. Okay, so I think, let's see, pug confirm. Let's see if I can do this. That's pretty much what I already did here. Run.js in pug, maybe? I'm not sure. This code is escaped, buffered code, unescaped buffered code. Yeah, yeah, you are building the structure in order to work. Good basic tactic. That applies CS file classic. So you run pure node. What about containerizing the web app? I'm not really worried about that at this point, Pirate. I think my main concern is understanding how the basic structure of a backend works with, you know, you have a router and middleware and, you know, a database connection, right? So those are details that I'm going to kind of get into eventually. But I think for now, it's kind of important to focus, you know, one thing at a time. But that's just again, that's just kind of, and that's also kind of what the Odin Project recommends. And I'm not actually sure if I'm going to deploy this or not. I'm just kind of doing this, you know, locally for now. I'm just trying to figure out how to, if I want to run code like an on-click for this guy. So if I do pug button on-click, I don't know if this is a thing. On-click is go to blog. Okay, so it is that. So it'd be on. So we'll say confirm are you sure you want to delete this product? I don't know if this will work or not. We'll find out, I guess. So we'll do a test product. Ah, it's not in the... Ah, it worked. Okay, perfect. Text didn't go in the button, but that's okay. I think this actually is fine. There we go. Perfect. And then I'm going to do, are you sure you want to delete plus... and then you say product.id plus this. or not ID, product.name, I should say. Okay, so now this should work, right? Oh, it just didn't even ask me. Okay, nice. That should work though. What am I building? I'm building a mock inventory app to learn Node Express and Postgres. Also, Akash, if you want to learn more about me, you can see some of my links here. Let's see. Okay, so it's now not confirming with me to delete if I want to delete this. I'm just curious. Oh, maybe because this. That could be the problem. No, it's still not confirming. Interesting. I think it's because... Oh, because this. And... maybe that. That might fix it. Okay, so this should now work. There we go. And then I need data space. Perfect. Did I learn front end? Yes, I did. Deja, you can look at my previous streams. I spent probably 30 streams learning React, and then before that I was using vanilla HTML, CSS, and TypeScript. But I haven't put a front end on this because the focus is back end. So the focus of this is to learn back end. But I will style this briefly after I'm done. Okay, so this is good. So now we can add a new product. So we can say like apple, shiny, red, delicious. And then we can say we want it to be food and grocery, add the products. And the other thing I think I should do as well is I should, instead of after this, after adding products, I want to redirect to the products/all. So when I add a new product now, so let's say MacBook Pro, the computer BenStack uses to stream from, and then we'll do it under electronics. And then, so we can say description, the computer, and then so we go back to products list, and then so it redirects right to this. I should also probably make all of these links buttons instead. So I'll probably do that as well. Add ability to delete, or add products deletion route, middleware, view, and route with query. Middleware with query, I should say. Okay, that's fine. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to refactor this to have buttons here. So all of the anchors I'm going to turn into buttons. So I think button, can buttons have an href? I don't know. Ah, but I can make it a, if CSS allows people to use, what type button on click? Ah, okay, so it has to be an input. Let me think about how to do that. Oh, I can just do on click. But I guess do that in the styling. It doesn't really matter. You have a question? What are the things you know now, like tools, HTML, CSS, TypeScript, etc., and rate yourself on each? I'm not going to rate myself on each, but because I don't know where I would rate myself, but I know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript, React, Node, Express, Postgres, SQL, and Pug, I guess. This is like a templating language. So that's what I learned, or what I know. Why do you learn TypeScript over JavaScript? I'm a newbie programmer. I learned it because it has type safety, and it's also what's used in industry. Type safety basically means that if I have a variable, I have to define what the variable's type is. So I can't just have an array. For instance, let me find a better example actually of this. Okay, let's just go to the product here. So in this function, in this callback function here, I'm passing in this product and I'm giving it a type annotation of product type. So every single value product here is expected to conform to this object type, which has an ID, name, description, and category ID, which is the matching type from my database. So if I list out the my product table, you can see here that in the database, each product has an ID, name, description, and category ID, which then in the code has to match, right? Because if we're querying our products and getting it from our database, we would expect our product object to have these attributes, right? And this applies for most other things, right? So you basically attach types to it, and it kind of lets your code, or gives your code a little bit more organization. And kind of makes it easier to see what's going on, and it helps prevent some bugs. TypeScript is literally just a superset on top of JavaScript, and actually TypeScript, when you run it, compiles into JavaScript, right? So it's technically just JavaScript plus type safety, right? Okay, so maybe I leave these as hrefs and then I just do some button styling or something like this. I don't know. So I'll just worry about this styling after. So that's fine. Cool. All right, let's take another 5-minute break. All right, so I have the ability now to delete products. Now I think we're ready to do adding products to inventory of stores. I think we're ready for that. What's Pug? So Pug essentially is it looks like this, and essentially what it does is it renders, it's a server-side template engine, HTML template engine, which basically lets me write HTML, an HTML template, which then uses the back end, right? So I have product, like you see here, product. Product is a variable I pass into into this, so I can call a render here. So this render function renders this HTML based on the Pug definition, okay? And I pass in objects from the back end into this HTML such that the content can be custom, like the content that's sent back to the client is based on the content in the back end, right? I don't know if that makes sense. It's like a template that it renders the HTML server side and then sends the rendered HTML back to the client. So if I look here and I look at the HTML, you can see I have the H1, which includes actually I need to go to the product page here. So this is the HTML that's matching this template here, right? So you can see I have the product MacBook Pro, which comes from product and then the product name. And then you can see I have a div with product details. And then those product details are filled in from the product.description and the product.category name, which is from the back end in the middleware here that I pass in. So it renders in server. Yes, exactly. It's server-side rendered. And then it serves it. It renders in the server and then serves the rendered HTML, which is what you see in the inspector, back to the client, right? I hope that makes sense. So then the client receives something like this, right? Which you can see here. Yeah. So that's basically what it is. And you can do this with React as well. I think there's a way of doing it with React, but React is primarily client-side rendered in the sense that React requests for the information from the server gives React the information, and then React renders that information on the client. Whereas this renders it on the server, and then all the client has to do is serve the HTML, right? All of this input, like this rendering step, is done on the server. Which the server, in my case, is just localhost, right? It's just localhost on port 8080. But yeah. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So, yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go for, after this break is up, I'm gonna go for one more. I'm going to go for one more Pomodoro session, so another 25 minutes, and then I'm going to end stream for today, because I've got some other things to do this afternoon. But yeah, so I'll go for another 25 minutes. But I think I need to plan out how I'm going to do the inventory. So essentially, I'm going to walk through my project here. So the idea is this is a dummy backend for some store inventory based on simple data schema where there are products and products that have categories. Okay, so here's my products. I can view details for these products, and these products are global to my network, right, or to my app. But then the idea is eventually I'm going to be able to add certain products to stores. So these are my stores. The idea is I'm going to have individual pages for stores, and then each store is going to have an inventory, which essentially has an inventory of products that it can choose from this master products list, right? So each store is going to have its own inventory, which is then stored in this inventory relation, which stores a product ID, a store ID, and an amount, so some sort of quantity that's greater than 0, right? And because each store can only, like, you're not going to have duplicate products listings, each inventory, the primary key for each inventory item is going to be a product ID and store ID combined. How's it going, Alia? Welcome in. So essentially what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add individual pages to view these stores. So like kind of like how I have view details underneath each product. I'm going to have an ability to view details under each store. And then from there, the ability to modify, add, and remove items from the store's inventory. So that's kind of what I have to do next. Right? So I have these. So I have to do store's ID. So view store by its ID rendering view store view. And then I have to do stores ID update inventory. Or I should even say yeah, I can say update, or what should I say? Add inventory. View form to add new products to a store's inventory. Allow searchable products. Allow products to be searched or something like this, right? And then post will be adding matching ID, right? And then essentially in here, we'll have the ability to view inventory. I should even say stores/ID/view inventory. Or I should even just say inventory, right? And then get is view stores inventory, which actually I could probably just do on the stores ID page, which shows inventory, the store name, and its inventory. And then if I post to delete store by its ID, and then I'll say stores ID and delete inventory, and then probably a product ID. So I can do something like this. Where can we get the notes? You can't get the notes currently, Alia, but I do plan on publishing them eventually. This is just a project plan for this dummy app that I'm making. But you'll be able to. I'll let you know if you join my Discord server. You'll know. I'm gonna post them eventually. Okay, so we need a route to stores ID, remove inventory or delete inventory, and then a product ID, right? And then for the post here, and this actually needs to be a post as well, is going to be delete product inventory from stores from a store matching ID. Something like this, right? Then I obviously need a 404 route, which I'll include at the end of this. I'll just add that there, which I'll add at the end. So now I'm gonna refactor the stores lists to kind of look more like the products, right? And I also need to add new store button as well. So let's do that. So let's go to stores all, and then I'll say stores, and then I think it was new, and then add new store, and then file.name here, and then I want underneath this to have maybe an H3. And then you say view inventory, right? Or something like this. And then, so now we are just going to make this quick commit. Update small fixes. So what was the first tweak I did? Update imports. Okay. Cool. All right, so now I need to include this. Okay, so now we should be able to see. Okay, so now we have view inventory, and we can't get that, right? Obviously. Oh, can I get stores dash undefined? Interesting. Why? Or val, sorry, val. Not ID. That's my bad. There we go. That's better. Okay. And then now I need to essentially have an ability to view the inventory. So I need to write some queries. So we're going to say const get inventory, get store inventory. So what we're going to do is we're going to say select all. Actually, I think, yeah, we'll just say select all from inventory, which I think, let's view our inventory. So we have product ID, store ID, and amount. Where, actually, I'm going to do this like multi-line. We're going to say select all from inventory where store ID is 1, and then I need to get this store ID here is store type ID, and then this is store ID, and we return the rows. Export that. So there's our query. And then I need to near here, is he learning or teaching? I'm building and learning at the same time. Lover. So you can see you can read kind of my FAQ here and who am I as well if you're new. Just to get caught up on what I do here and what I'm about. But I do also interact with chat. As well, but it's kind of like a collaborative building environment / learning environment. That's kind of what I do. It's building and learning. I wouldn't really say teaching, because I'm learning alongside everyone else here, right? But I'm also talking because I'm explaining my thought process, right? So I'm talking through what I'm doing instead of just coding. Okay, so what now? What do we need to do? Let me think. I'm kind of having a brain fart. Okay, so we actually need to make a view for this, right? So we need to make a view. So we'll say stores inventory dot pug. And then I'll say, and then so the store will have, I'll pass it a store, and then I'll pass it a inventory. So I can say each val in inventory. This will need to be a UL. Very similar to what we're doing before. And li just gonna give this a class. And then what we'll do is we'll have, so the inventory has product ID, store ID, amount. So what I'm thinking of doing is actually altering the schema of this inventory a little bit. I kind of want to store the product ID and the name in the store ID and name inside of this inventory. So let's try that out. So we'll say alter table inventory. I forget how to alter table. Let's see. I already looked this up apparently. Add. Okay, so let's see some examples. Alter table inventory, add column, product name, and then I'll call that text. There we go. So now we have the product name and the store name in the inventory. Oh, great. Awesome. So now we have the product name and the store name, which will make it convenient for this, right? So I just altered the schema a little bit. Cool. So obviously this doesn't work yet, so I don't have the view finished. But I'm going to try and finish this in the next 11 minutes. I'm going to try and power through this. li.inventory item, and then so what I need is I need the inventory dot. Oh, and I need another type for this as well. So inventory dot type dot ts. So I'm going to say export type inventory type. So we're going to have a product ID, store ID, amount, product name, and a store name. Cool. What does this app do? I can kind of go through it. So basically, this app is essentially a dummy app to learn Node, Express, and Postgres. So the idea is it's a dummy store app. So it's an app that stores products and stores. So I have products here. So you can see there's banana, avocado, apple, and MacBook Pro, whatever. It doesn't really matter what it is. And then so there's a list of products and then a list of stores. And stores can have some amount of products inside of their inventory. And the idea is you can add stores, add products, and modify store inventory based on the existing list of products, right? So basically, it's just learning backend. It's just like a dummy project to learn backend, right? I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of what this project is. And there's no styling yet because I'm just focused purely on the backend, right? So that's fine. Stored with price. Yeah, I'm not including price because, again, it doesn't really matter. Again, this is not an app that it's actually going to be used. The only thing it's actually stored with is quantity. I don't know how TypeScript works. I see types dir. Why is that? So basically, Akash, so essentially, in this, so I just created a type called inventory.type.typescript. Okay, so I'm exporting this type inventory type so that when I fetch inventory data, I can assign it this type, right? And this type basically just makes sure that the attributes that are returned from my database are as expected. So you can see here that this matches exactly what this is. I would recommend looking up like why do people use TypeScript or something? Watching like a basic YouTube video on it or something like this. It'll explain it in better language than I can, I think. Okay, so now we have this. Yeah. So we have an inventory item, and then so I need to get the name. So I'll say h3 equals inventory dot product name, and then paragraph is inventory. Actually, I'll say amount, or even just product. Actually, I don't even need this. I can just do this, and then amount is inventory. Oops. Amount, right? For that value. And remember, each store has its own inventory, right? Got it? Yeah. That's kind of what I you know, if you're confused too, I started this project last stream. What is Pug? Is it an unknown language to us? No. So essentially, Pug is a HTML type templating language for server-side rendering of HTML. That's what it is. It's essentially HTML. This is basically just HTML, right? But it's kind of like a language, I guess. But you can read about it there, Alia. I think that's practical thought there. Many people bump into vibe coding, and when the errors pop up, they run away and remake it from start. Postgres is single node DB. Yeah. So I'm running the Postgres server pirate on my local system. So the database and the server are local to me. So you can actually see my pool here. So it's just local hosts. The database is called inventory app. It has no password because again, this isn't actually deployed yet, right? It's HTML. Is this better? The reason why, Alia, is this basically lets you write an HTML template, which then can take data like the inventory in the store from the backend and then insert it into HTML. So you can see on this all stores here, I have this as the template, but then the HTML that's actually given to the browser is right here. But it uses these values here to populate, like this H3 is populated with BenStack store because it comes from this value through this loop, right? So this serves as a template to render HTML to then serve to the client. Should be easy to learn. Yeah, it's super easy to learn. It's basically just HTML. And the link I sent you is the documentation, right? So you can look at that. Okay, so I'm still working on this inventory here. Bro, you got a sub for me. I like your work. I appreciate that, Pirate. Thank you. I go live 5 days a week, so if you want to, follow along with my stuff, then I look forward to seeing you and chatting with you. Believe in. Okay. So that's good. So this should be fine now, I think, but it's not going to have any items, right? So I'm going to actually need a way to navigate back to stores list or something. What did I call it for products? Go back to products lists. Okay. Yeah, no worries, Alia. Okay, so that's fine. Obviously, there's going to be nothing in the inventory. I also subscribed to him as soon as I saw his hard work. Appreciate that, Alia. You can also, if you guys want stream updates as well, like for when like my schedule and when I go live, you can join my Discord server, which has over 160 members. And we also talk about web development and computer science stuff in there, AI, memes, etc., etc. A lot of fun people in the Discord. So you can join that if you wish. But anyway, so yeah, if you want to know when I go live, there's also live notifications in the Discord. So if you want to be notified when I go live. Okay, so this should be fine, but there's no items in the inventory. So what I might do is I don't really want to add values manually because it's a pain in the ass. So I'm going to probably make another route I'm going to make a way to add, I'm going to make a way to add inventory items first. I think on the, actually that would be on this page, wouldn't it? It would be a form. Actually, it would redirect. Something like this. I think that's the route that I had. Rose from Canada. I had to join. There are memes. It's HTML, but basically you don't need to write p text like this. Using Pug, you can do like p with server, do HTML syntax thing, and saves dev work. Yeah, exactly, Akash. Exactly. That's what Pug is. I forget what the route I decided to go on here. Stores ID add inventory. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so then I can add product to inventory. So that's good. There's obviously gonna be nothing in there. That's fine. So cool. And then now I need to add the getter for that. I'm just gonna write this middleware. See, I love when people help themselves out or help each other out in the chat. Okay, so stores inventory get. So we're gonna say const. Oops. And then what was the query I had? Get store inventory. From the store, which is the rec. Actually, I need to get that as well. Const ID is equal to rec.params. And then I need to say if ID then this. What is the problem here? I'm not even get store inventory. That's why. So I don't even need the type annotation, I don't think. I think I can just do this like this. No, I do. Okay, never mind. And then, actually, I should probably do if not ID. I'm just going to finish this middleware function and then get to it. I also need a middleware for 404s. Like an error handling one. And then I need to do a res.render. So I need to get the store based on that. Which also is probably a query that I need to write. Line 32, you use async await. So basically events it requests parameters and you check if the ID existing in order to do what? Sorry for interrupting. Yeah, let me explain this. So basically, the idea is anytime I fetch from the database, Pirate. Oh gosh, 5 minutes left. No. I'm gonna go until I finish this this route here. Just because I want to finish this middleware stuff, and then I'll go in a bit, probably 5 minutes. But the idea is when you fetch from an inventory or from a database, right? That could take some time. Chat, I'm gonna go to sleep. All the best to everyone working. Appreciate that, Kason. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Bro, it's 1 or 2 a.m. here. Basically a new day. Yeah, well, it's 3:33 p.m. here, so I just go live when it works for me. But you know, if I'll be live again tomorrow evening my time, which will be, when will that be? Tuesday morning in the Eastern Hemisphere. Anyway, what I was saying is when you fetch from a database, right? Like this function is calling for my queries. That could take some amount of time, right? Pirate. So that's why you use async await, because we don't know how long it's going to take for this function to return something, right? So that's what that async await is for. Is to kind of account for that delay, right? That's basically why you need it there. It tells JavaScript or TypeScript to wait basically until this is here, right? And then I basically need to get the store as well. I need to write another query for the store, which is like in here. So get store by ID. So I need to do like some const get store by ID. Okay, so then I have that now. And then so I can say const store is store type is equal to await get store by ID and then ID as store type ID. I'm slept from previous day. First I need to wait too late right now, 1 a.m. for real. Yeah, damn, I'm sorry guys. It's just the way it is though. Unfortunately. I have to go live when I can go live, and you know, if you can't make a live, you can always watch the recording after the VOD. Okay, so now we just need to render this with the title as maybe store.name, and then store, and then inventory is inventory. Actually, I'll just call this inventory. And I think this should work just fine. Something like this. I do remember you, Vibe Harmony. Anyway, so I think this now works, but the only problem is it won't work because I don't have anything in the inventory, right? So it actually won't show anything, right? So this will actually work, but it won't show anything. I need to add this to my router as well. There's in the router. And now it should actually show a page. but it does. There's nothing in the inventory, right? So you can't get this, but there's our page, right? So Costco, and then the, it says Costco inventory here, and then BenStack store inventory. Nice. So you need something to test inside. Yeah, I'll do that next stream. I'm gonna put something to test inside next stream, guys. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, so we will resume next time because the time is up. I just wanted to finish that thought. So I'm gonna actually make a commit. I'll say add route to view store inventory, middle where view and routes. Currently no way to add inventory items to store yet. Okay. Nice. There we go. It was a nice stream. What's the repo name? The repo name should be Odin Inventory App. So if you go to my GitHub, you should find it there. Any way to connect with you on LinkedIn? I honestly don't give away my personal LinkedIn, Kason, but you can connect with me on Discord. You can connect with me on GitHub. You can subscribe to my YouTube. You can also send me a friend request on Discord if you'd like. But just because of the nature of my work, I don't give away my LinkedIn, unfortunately. But yeah, Discord, GitHub, and YouTube is where you can find me. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching the stream. I really appreciate each and every one of you coming onto here and chatting and interacting. Join the Discord if you want. Stream updates there and live notifications. And I will see you all tomorrow evening, my time, which would be probably Tuesday morning for folks in South Asia. So anyway, thank you so much, and I will see you